as everybody's starting to come in, it's 11 o'clock, so it's time to learn the weird science of creature design. Just before we begin, if you would just indulge me for 1 second. Thank you. Well, this is incredible for me. It's practically full house. There are people who are here a half hour early. My goodness, thank you all for being here. This is amazing for me. So, of course, welcome to the Weird Science of Creature Design. My name is Molly Heady-Carroll, and in a former life, I actually wanted to be a herpetologist, which is a reptile scientist. But eventually, I pivoted away from the sciences and into the arts, and now I'm a creature consultant for games and animation. I've been working for about 10 years, and some of my clients include Netflix, BBC, Universal, Night School Studios, Impact Gameworks, Crack Shell Games. I've worked on a lot of different things, not just creature stuff, but a lot of different games in general. And I studied at the Utrecht University of the Arts, which is in the Netherlands, where I live. And there I got a master's degree in game art. And beyond that, with my education, I was also mentored by Charles Imbillas. If you don't know Charles Imbillas, I imagine you probably know his creations. He's the original designer of Crash Bandicoot and Spyro the Dragon. So here's some examples of my work. This is a creature that I'm working on at the moment. This is a little bit of a sneak peek, actually, because I'm going to talk more about this creature design at DevCom, together with Sebastian, who's sitting there as a creature voice actor. So besides freelancing and designing creatures, I also give talks like the one you're listening to now. And I speak at industry events in schools. I've spoken at places like THU Tribe Talks, Indigo, SAE Alumni Convention, Playgrounds, the Art Department, 3D Realms. I also teach, actually, at the university that I studied at. I teach creature design to second-year students, and I guide graduating fourth-year students through their final bachelor projects. But my big main focus and where my heart truly lies is my studio, Arcane Circus, that I founded together with Erik van Wees, who is dearly departed. And Xenobeasts is the main project of Arcane Circus, which is a transmedia project about giant monsters destroying a 90s Saturday morning cartoon city. I'm developing, among other things, a video game, also a board game, a comic book, a long-form animated series. I've got a lot of big plans for my big monsters. There is some Xenobeast media available already. For example, on Webtoon, there's 2-page one-shot comics about the origins of the 4 Xenobeasts, which you can read on Webtoons, or if you go to xenobeasts.com. And but the biggest accomplishment for Xenobeast so far, and the first kind of big splash, is Xenobeast Kaiju Cutie, which is an animated short, 2.5 minutes, traditionally animated. I animated it entirely by myself. And within 2 months of being released, it got 150,000 plus views on YouTube. So that's super nice for me. And I'm currently working on episode 2. I hope to have it out before the end of the year. And by the way, I have postcards of Kaiju Cutie. So if you'd like a postcard, please approach me after the presentation, or if you see me walking around, I have enough for everybody. So you can watch the cartoon on YouTube, and please do, and like, comment, subscribe, and all that. I'm a YouTuber now. But for those of you who haven't seen it, I'm going to show it to you now. Thank you. Alrighty. So hopefully, as you can see, for me, creatures are quite broad. I work in a lot of different art styles, like from more sort of semi-realistic fantasy to super cartoony. There's even weirder styles that I work in, which will appear in this presentation. So the theory that we're going to be talking about today, for me, creatures are very broad, and it doesn't matter what art style you're working in, or whether your creatures are like really realistic and based in anatomical correctness, or really weird and silly on purpose. I like to think that the theory that I'm going to go over applies to whatever project you may be working on. But before I go into the theory, you might be wondering why creatures? Why is this woman obsessed with creatures? Well, here's the thing for me about creatures. The universe is full of terrifying, unfathomable, abstract forces. And historically, human beings use creatures as a way to give these scary forces a shape. And by giving shape to these ideas, creatures help us make them more tangible, more understandable, and make them seem more defeatable. A really common example in human storytelling is the dragon versus the knight, the good versus the evil. There's a lot of variations on this type of story throughout all of human cultures. It's universal, it's easy to understand, with a lot of real-world parallels, that the noble, righteous forces can defeat the evil forces, no matter how frightening or maybe undefeatable they may seem. And internationally, in all human cultures, whether they interacted or not, we use creatures in this way in our storytelling, from our folklore, our myths, our legends, our fairy tales, but also the more modern forms of storytelling as well, like comics and movies and video games and whatever is coming next. And I am utterly fascinated by this. So now we're going to talk about creature design. At least my approach to creature design. Now, granted, this is an approach to creature design that I've dedicated my life to, and I spend every waking moment and sometimes dream about developing, but still, this is my perspective on creature design. Some of this may work for you, some of it may not, and you're welcome to take what works for you and have a different opinion about the things that maybe don't. But I hope you will give my perspective a chance. So to me, creature design is a kind of Venn diagram that combines zoology, drawing, and design. And I want to go through each of these individual topics and how they interact with the others. And we're going to start with design. Creatures in any form of storytelling, including video games, are meant to communicate something. A story, a game mechanic, an obstacle, a theme. Interactive media has the added advantage of them servicing gameplay, which is extra exciting for me. So this is by no means a comprehensive list, but creatures are able to, for example, support gameplay by being enemies or bosses or mounts or world-building devices where there's like little critters scattering